What's up, Inky peeps? It's Adele from Inky Quill, and I have a double process video for you today using the Feb printables. I was pretty excited, I will admit, to use those hearts on the printables this month, and I was going to do a Project Life page with using just a couple of them, but then I'm not sick of Project Life, but I have been doing my Feb couch scrapping marathon, and I've done 55 PL pages in the past 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. And so I'm a little bit over Project Life at the moment. So I decided to do this layout, and I picked a black and white photo so that I wouldn't have any competing colors or anything. And I used them all. I just couldn't help myself. So first off here, I cut down my Basil Marshmallow cardstock to, I think this is an 8.5 by 11. And I'm just using a stencil, which is from somewhere, I don't know where, and some modeling paste. I use the Liquitex. It's just I've tried a few different modeling pastes, and the Liquitex one I like because it's nice and dense and thick, but it's also not too thick. There's some modeling paste which it's kind of like Goldilocks and the porridge situation. Sometimes they're too thin, sometimes they're too thick, and this one's just right. So I did that in the background just on the left hand side, and whenever I do modeling paste and a stencil, I try to kind of not make it look so blocky. It is a bit tricky sometimes when you are using a stencil to not get those little rectangular edge lines to your stenciling, and so I try to just smush it around so that it looks a little bit more blended into the background and not so plonked on. So then I've got my little photo, and I've matted that, of course, with some white tissue paper, which I think I'm running out of. I think I actually need to replenish my stock a little bit, but a little, and I'm going through my scrap drawers. Oh, I'm so excited about my new scrap storage. I have filmed a craft room tour for YouTube of my kind of old craft room, which just had my single standing desk, and that will go up on YouTube March or April. And I've also filmed a Patreon video for you guys with my desk set up, and I'm pretty sure in that video I now keep my scraps in drawers, and it's been such a change to how I scrap. It's amazing how just rearranging one little section of your craft area that you use a lot, that is not working for you, can just completely change how you feel about the process of creating. It's really helped me a lot. So if there's an area in your room that you're feeling a bit stuck with, or if there's some products that you love that you're not using anymore, give it a little rearrange, give it a little, find if you've got a container somewhere else in your house that you can repurpose and pop it in there, and it can really just help re-spark your crafty mojo. So while I've been yakking on about plastic containers, which is one of my favourite topics in the world, I started watercolouring. I wanted to use these Jane Davenport watercolours because they're really nice and bright, but I guess I could have planned this a little bit better. It worked out in the end, but I spent a lot of space, a lot of, I guess, background real estate in the pink and the red section, where I didn't realize that I actually had a lot more blues and purples and aquas, and so it probably would have been handy for me to lay the hearts out properly, how I was going to put them on the page before doing the watercolor, so that I could see how much of each color. And look, there's even some lime green. It's brief, it's just a little hint of the lime green, but it's there. It makes an appearance today. And so I'm just going through. I didn't actually put enough water on my page, and I'm also using kind of slightly dirty paint water at one point, which does mute the colors a little bit, but I love the way it turned out, and it's nice and bright. I think doing the Challenge Yourself for last month, the rainbow video that I did, has made me okay in braving rainbow stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to appear in every video, don't worry. You won't get a rainbow overload. But I just felt for this page it suited it, and especially with a black and white photo, it's so much easier to match multicolors, or not even match, but pair multicolors with a black and white photo, because you don't have to worry about the shades and the different colors that are in your photo as well. Kind of also makes your photo pop a lot more, I think, by using lots of colors with a black and white rather than just say everything blue with a black and white. It just really makes the photo kind of pop out. So I'm using double-sided tape for this instead of my ATG. I just trust the tape on the double-sided roll a little bit more than my knockoff ATG one, and so it just makes it a bit sturdier. And then I'm sticking these hearts down with my fave glue, my Scotch Tacky, is it Tacky glue, quick dry glue? They've changed the name, and then I tried to peel this off and it's a disaster and it doesn't work. So we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to continue on. And this is when I realize, oh, hang on, I haven't got enough room. So then I need to shuffle things around a bit. I rip a bit of the background, but that's okay because you can always cover it up. And then this heart I put there, but then I realized that I want to kind of bump it up a little bit. So I do end up sticking that turquoise one on a little bit of craft foam just to make it, you can't really tell. Let's be honest, I didn't use enough craft foam, and I am cheating a little bit there. You can see the lime green heart is only going to be half a heart. It's still there though. Look, small steps, peeps. I'm not going to jump into doing lime green layouts in 2019, but there's a little hint here and there. So then I trimmed all of the sides. I forgot to trim the top heart, which I'm just doing here. Trimmed all the sides off and bumped that little turquoise one up on some craft foam. And then I'm going through the printables words for this month. Let me know if you like that. I will tell you a little secret. I'm hoping to, Aaron asked me what I would like for my birthday, which is in 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? I think it's 2 weeks. And I'm turning 30, and he asked what I would like. And so I have hinted about the silhouette, and I'm hoping to maybe create some stickers with this kind of vibe going on. So a little sneaky peek from my Patreon peeps, but I will let you guys know as soon as I have those, and I will definitely be offering a little Patreon discount code if that all goes forward and I can not chop my fingers off in the silhouette or go through 50,000 silhouette mats. If there's anyone that you watch on YouTube that demonstrates how to use one, let me know in the comments if there's any places where you learnt how to use it, because if I do get one, I'm going to need some help. I'm going to need lots of help because, as you know, I break all of the technology, and I can imagine this machine's going to be no different. Just have a lot of faith in myself there, or not. So then I've had this pack. Now, I've had this pack of puffy gold bits and pieces for a little while, and there's something about these hearts that I find hard to use. I think it's because the gold is very bright. It's a very yellow gold. It's very hits you in your face a little bit, and whenever I go to use it, where have I gone? I've gone somewhere to do something. Oh, here I am. Whenever I go to use them, I feel like they stand out a little bit too much. They're a bit too pow, I'm a gold heart, and I don't want that as much. But however, when you're doing a layout that's full of multicolored hearts that are rainbow colors and bright, I thought I could get away with using a lot of them here and have them not be the star of the show, I guess. But just a little cherry on top. and so I thought I'd use them there. I'm also adding some little hearts and stars. I just punched all of these out using my fave Fiskars hand punch. They look like a single hole punch, and I just got those at Officeworks here in Australia, and they make the teeniest, tiniest little hearts and stars, and I love them so much. So then this little photo actually was, oh, and I've done my typewritering. I did that off camera because it was quite tedious. But this photo was taken when I was feeling quite ill last year. Archie brought home, as you know, some lovely germs from daycare and spread them around to us. And this is when Archie was getting better, but I had started to go downhill, and he was so caring. It's like he knew that I wasn't 100%. He knew I wasn't right, so he stayed and he held my hand on the couch, which he never does. He's at this point, I think this was about October last year, possibly September last year, and he was at that phase of never staying still, not wanting to hold hands if we walked anywhere, just in a real rebellious, fun entering toddler stage. And so I really loved this photo because it was a rare photo opportunity with him still and not get a blurry photo. So then I also did all of my journaling on my electric typewriter, and I just used some white cardstock that I had for that, and then cut it into strips, and I stuck it down just with double-sided tape. Shake, 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 shake your Heidi shine, shake your Heidi shine. And I stuck those journaling strips down with some really, really thin double-sided tape, because I would have used glue if there was modeling paste underneath, because double-sided tape just doesn't stick to it, but it was just on the flat cardstock background, so I could get away with the tape. Adding lots and lots of Heidi shine, because like I said before, the hearts are so overpowering and bright, you can get away with a lot of sprinkly bits. But here's the layout, lots and lots of hearts. I love how it turned out, and I may have to create another one, I think, using a photo possibly for a birthday present for my mum this year. I think she'd really like it with a different photo of her and Archie possibly. So then I also wanted to do a junk journal page. I'm getting close to finishing this guy. I really wanted to finish him before 2019 started, but I didn't get a chance to. But I've only got a handful of pages left, and a lot of them are not half done, but they've got background bits on them like this one. And I created, where did I use those? Was that, oh, I just made a layout actually recently that will be, I've been pre-recording stuff for YouTube, and I think that video should be up in May or June. It's a layout of my dad and Archie, and I use that alphabet stencil in the background. And so while I had my modeling paste out the other day and that stencil was already dirty, I thought I'd slap some on to my junk journal page, and it really does help for when sometime like this that I want to do just a nice quick art journal page. A lot of the messiness or the stuff you have to wait around and have patience for to dry is already done. This Love You card is definitely my fave, like I said in the reveal video, and I wanted to make it a bit of a feature to the background of this page. And so it just needed a little something because it was very flat and papery, and so I did a bit of a tissue paper ruffle up the side, and then I struggled for so long trying to stick this beast on. Because of the modeling paste was under it, it was just a nightmare, and I had glue everywhere. I did cut it then, and before I stuck this washi tape down, and spent a lot of time just holding it, because I had to hold it and hope that it would take and hope that it would stick to the background. And it did eventually. I don't know how permanent it's going to be, but it's there for now. We'll see where we're at in a year's time. Then on this page, I wanted to just do some really simple journaling, and I found this nice quote on Instagram, and I just wanted to write that in. This little bunny card is from a subscriber that sent it to me with some vintage bunny little bits and pieces, and I just thought it looks so cute because I'm calling the bunny a he. The bunny's just kind of like looking into the page, and then I don't know, it's because the Love You is on a banner, my eye goes from the left-hand side of the banner across to the right, and then I look at the quote, and then I go down to the bunny, and then my eyes bounce back into the page. I always like to think about where my eye travels around a page, and this white page was really quick and easy to put together. Of course, I have to add some Heidi shine, and I think this next step, at this point, I really loved how it was looking, but I felt like it was missing something. It just needed an extra oomph, and so I did some Heidi shine, and then I thought I needed some pink splatters, and so I grabbed my Jane Davenport watercolors again, and I did some pink big splatters. I love this color. It does, I do like to blot it a little bit with some paper towel just to make it a bit paler, because sometimes it comes out quite dark. And so I added a few splatters, and then I wanted to make it a little bit more, I don't know, like it was purposeful, like it was meant to be there, because that right hand corner kind of looks like I've spilt something, and I've just kind of gone with it. So then I grabbed a very watery loaded brush and just really lightly grazed my brush over the corners of the edges of my page, and let the watercolor kind of drip a little bit into the modeling paste. And then I needed to repeat it on this side because it was just looking a little bit funny, and paper towel's really handy to kind of help smush it around a little bit. But the page is done, and I think adding that watercolor really made this page come together and look like both sides belonged, because there is that quite a sharp spine separating the left and the right hand side. But I really love how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed the printables this month, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.